Internet, this is Scott with Scott's Garage. Welcome to my channel. Unless you are a subscriber to Scott's Garage, you'll probably come across this video because you are thinking about purchasing a used car or a new car. Perhaps this is the first time you have purchased a vehicle on your own. Perhaps you are like my children, adult children in their 20s, and their original cars were my cars that I owned, that I basically gave to them, and they drove for years during high school and their college years. But two of the three have now made their own purchase on their own, and the third one is about to. So perhaps you're like them, that you are, again, thinking about purchasing for the first time a new or used car. Now, the first question you need to ask yourself is, why listen to me? Who am I that you should get advice from? Now, I am not a professional. I'm not a professional car buyer or car dealer or anything like that. I'm a backyard mechanic. I'm not a professional mechanic. A lot of my videos deal with doing things and repairs on your own vehicles, but I'm not a professional mechanic. But I do have experience with cars. I'm 54 years old, and I have purchased and owned 15 separate vehicles. The average American owns between 6 to 8 vehicles in their lifetime, and I have far exceeded that. And I have a lot of experience in looking at cars and buying cars. I've also made lots of mistakes over the years, and I've learned from those mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes as well. But I've also made some really good purchases. For instance, the vehicle behind me, a 2000 GMC Sierra pickup, I've owned since 2003. It has 245,000 miles on it. It's still a strong runner. It's becoming a project truck for me, but I have picked lots of vehicles like that have been very reliable, very dependable. I've also bought some lemons as well. Now, I have purchased vehicles in a variety of different ways, from simply seeing a for sale sign and calling the phone number, to going to auctions, to using Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and OfferUp, and even eBay. So I have some experience with that. In these videos, I'm going to show you, how to buy a car on Craigslist, how to buy a car on OfferUp. And so be sure to, check out the card here. I'll post all the videos on that. And I'm going to post some other videos as well, like online tools to use to determine a car's value, and what to expect when working with a car dealership. And in this video, it's whether or not you should buy a new or used car. Now, I have an opinion on that, and I want to begin by saying it depends, but let me explain. Okay, so should you buy a new or used car for your first car that you purchase? And again, it depends. I have purchased 2 brand new cars from dealerships, and in my experience, those were the cars that I made the biggest mistakes on. A couple things. First of all, cars depreciate. New cars depreciate. Old cars depreciate. But when you're paying top dollar for a car from a dealership, and by the way, you pay just a lot more going through a dealership. The depreciation rate, you're going to feel it more when you buy a new car. So let me give an example of just how much cars depreciate. This is our latest car. We purchased this at the end of 2019. It's a 2017 model, so we bought a used car. It looks very nice. It only has 16,000 miles. Now, when we purchased this car, we have the original sticker that was on the window when the original buyers purchased this car. We know exactly what they paid, all the features, the final price, the price that was paid. And coincidentally, the original buyers, and we're the second owners, the original buyers, they lost $16,000 on this car. So we paid $16,000 less than the original owners, and it's only 2 years old and only has 16,000 miles. So this car, again, $1 per mile driven is how much this car has depreciated. Now, I'm very thankful I didn't buy this in 2017. I'm very thankful. I saved $16,000 by just waiting a couple years. It's still under warranty. A lot of great things about this vehicle. So my advice is save money. Save on that initial depreciation, which hurts the most, and buy a car that's a couple years old. So here's something else to consider, whether or not to buy a new car or a used car. And that is, can you afford it? Now, if you can afford to buy a new car or pay cash for it, buy a new car. what's preventing you from doing that. But if you have to take a loan out, I really think you should rethink buying a new car. Now, the average American takes out a loan for a car, and the average amount for that car is $30,000 for the loan. And the average American takes 6 years to pay off that loan, paying about $540 per month in car payments to pay off the loan for affordable payments. Now, if you really do the math, and even if it appears to be a low interest rate, and some car dealerships, they offer the lowest interest rate, but over the life of the car and over the life of the loan, I should say, for a $30,000 loan, by the end of 6 years, you've added another $5,000 to the amount that you are paying for that car on average. Now, two things. So the car is immediately depreciating, and you're going to feel that depreciation right away. Plus, you now owe more for the car, and it's real easy to, in a few years, be underwater. And what I mean by that is that you owe more on the car than the car's worth. And in my opinion, just don't do that. Don't make that mistake, and consider buying a newer used car, a good used car, and not buying a new car. So that's my first tip, this first video. Please, again, check out the card and all the other videos in the series. If you got any value at all from this video, please hit like. If you're not subscribed to Scott's Garage, please do so. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.